Hello, in this video, I will cover the basics in filling out a Form 337 as an A&P mechanic. For this presentation, we are going to be filling out the Form 337 as if we just removed and installed a transponder. Remember to fill out Form 337 in accordance with the AC 439-1G if you get lost or forget the information you need to put into the form. If filling this out by hand, the FAA does recommend that you use blue or black ink. So for starters, our IN number I already have in box 1 under nationality and registration mark. It's going to be N2284Q. So then we're going to take that IN number and look it up on the FAA.gov website. If you don't know how or forgot how to look up an IN number on the FAA website, I do have a separate video on how to look up an IN number. After we've looked up the IN number, this is going to give us the information needed to complete boxes 1 and 2. So we're going to fill in the serial number, the make, the model, and then next we're going to find the registered owner's information and fill that in as well. Okay, for time purposes, I'm going to fill this out outside of recording and then move on from there. So after we filled out box 1 and 2, we can skip box 3 because it's going to be for the FAA use only. So now in box 4, under type, we're going to identify the type of major repair or alteration being performed. Don't forget, you can determine whether it's a repair or an alteration under 14 CFR Part 43, Appendix A. Mine, for this example, is going to be removing and reinstalling a transponder. So we're going to select an alteration. So put in that box an X. Now don't forget in box 5 under unit, your unit may be different than mine. So the way you find your unit is going to be the first 2 letters of the STC you are working off of. So mine start with SA, which is going to be under the airframe unit. The make and the serial number have already been pre-populated from the information I provided above. So I don't have to include that, but always make sure it's in there anyways if it doesn't pre-populate, or if you're filling it out, make sure you fill it out. Another side note, your repair and alteration boxes may be both checked if the unit being repaired is also being alterated at the same time by an STC or a field approval. So for example, if a Piper J3 wing is being repaired and recovered per an STC, it is considered a repair and an alteration. 6A, under the agency's name and address, is going to be the name of the certified person or entity accomplishing the repair or the alteration. Mechanics should enter their name and permanent mailing address. Manufacturers, repair stations, and certified maintenance organizations should enter the name and address under which they are certified. For this example, I will just be using my name and a fake address. Okay, and 6B, we're going to check the appropriate box to indicate the type of person or organization that has performed the work. For this example, I am a US certified mechanic, so I'm going to check that box. And don't forget 6C over here is going to be your certificate number or your A&P number. For this, I'm not going to actually put my A&P number. I'm just going to put A&P, whoops. Oh my gosh, I can spell, pending. A&P pending in that box. But in real world circumstances, you would put your A&P number or the certificate number with whatever kind of agency you are filling this out under. In 6D, this is going to be where you sign for the work performed or supervised by certificated mechanics. Make sure you sign and date. That date is going to be the date of completion. So the date you actually completed the work. To certify that the repair or alteration will comply with Part 43. And this, I'm just going to pretend I put my signature here. For this box, the extended range fuel per 14 CFR Part 43 Appendix B. That's your fuel tank modification. So this is going to be for any modifications involving the installation of an extended range fuel tank in the baggage compartment as described in Part 43 Appendix D, That's when you would check the box provided to indicate that you did perform that modification. Okay, in box 7, this is going to be your approval for return to service. As an A&P mechanic, we cannot approve for return to service a major repair or major alteration unless you also have an IA or if you fit in any of the boxes below here. This is when they will approve or reject the major repair or alteration. They will put their certificate number and they will sign and date themselves. Moving on to box 8. This is your description of work accomplished. To start this page, we are going to put our IN number and our date. So make sure when describing your work performed, it is going to be legible and include as much information about the repair or the alteration. Make sure to identify and describe the approved data used as the basis for performing the repair or alteration as well. So my example will be as follows. In my description, I have included that I've removed the transponder and installed the new transponder in accordance with the Stratus ESG installation instruction. And then I include the document number, the revision date, and the FAA policy notice number that I followed. I also include the STC number to which I was performing the work to. Now, I've been taught that at the end of the Form 337, you can put your name and the date and your certificate number, but it's already on the other side of the page. Another thing I've been taught is to include a line at the end of your statement to prevent anybody from adding any information to your description later on. It's not required, but it's just something I wanted to add in there.